what I'm supposed to do with my years. The funny thing is I may know what I've planted, but never what will show. It always seems to be a perfect mystery. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. Sometimes I still like to pretend I know what the harvest will be, but I always find out in the end it was never really up to me. The funny thing is when I just do my work and simply trust, it always seems that life is looking out for me. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. And I am only one of billions of seeds. When all is said and done, I just do what's mine to do and let it be. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly. My dad first heard this song. He said, "That's cool, that sounds like Peter, Paul, and Mary." Made him very happy. Whatever fails will fail. He also said, "Hey, you finally got a song under 3 minutes. What's meant to soar will soar." I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow. Whatever dies will die. But I think of it actually as the hardest lesson song I have ever written. Whatever works will work. Simple little ditty, sort of. Whatever flies will fly. Has anyone in this room mastered this? Whatever fails will fail, and what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. I have not. Do I care how my son turns out? Do I care how a new album turns out? Do I care how my marriage turns out? Of course. Whatever grows will grow. Do I take credit if it does work out? Of course. Whatever dies will die. Do I feel ashamed or self-critical if it doesn't work out? Of course. Whatever works will work. If I have to borrow money, shut the doors of my business, or declare bankruptcy, or foreclose on my home. Hell, if I have to join Weight Watchers, do I feel like I've failed? Of course. Whatever works will work, and whatever flies will fly. Whatever fails will fail, and what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. But do I have to? Should I? Not sure. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, and what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies Ames. So much pushing and pulling, so much fighting and straining, so much laboring against waves and wind. I am tired, my arms are weary, my back is aching, my eyes are bleary. I think I'm finally ready to give in. I have struggled, I have cried, I have screamed inside about the kind of life I've tried to lead. Well, right now I think it's time, for the very first time, to lay down my body and mind and just be. If I stop steering my boat, does it sink? Oh no, current carries it along just so. If I stop steering my life, gonna be alright. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. Down the block, or to the moon, round the world, or just to my room. I can't say where I'm supposed to end up. I've resisted for so long, as if I could do no wrong, and it's never been quite good enough. It's a funny thing, I guess, this prideful human saying yes without knowing what I'm agreeing to. But there's a simple fact I find: the decision's never been mine. All I'll ever do is what I'm meant to do. If I stop steering my boat, does it sink? Oh no, current carries it along just so. If I stop steering my life, gonna be alright. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. It's a scary thing for sure, to lay down my oars and quit pretending that I've ever been in charge. But it's scarier still to spend my strength and will and never even have a peaceful heart. So here goes the toughest thing. Ironic, don't you think, that it's so hard and so easy all at once? No, it's not laziness, it's just the deepest kind of trust that I'm okay when all is said and done. I'm okay when all is said and done. If I stop steering my boat, does it sink? Oh no, current carries it along just so. If I stop steering my life, gonna be alright. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. If I stop steering my boat, does it sink? Oh no, current carries it along just so. If I stop steering my life, gonna be alright. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. I'll just go where the ocean says to go. cover too. How did you know I spill water all over the United States?
From Oakland, California.
All right, one more song from Water for now. This is the most dangerous song on the Water CD. I didn't. By the way, how many of you were not here this morning? Okay, so I talked this morning about some time I took in Moab, Utah. If you've never heard me talk about it, then it's a red rock country. I was there for 3 months on a sabbatical, during which I wrote a lot of songs. And this sort of frame of mind, so I think of it, I've said many times, I think of it as a snow globe, that I was all pretty good shaken up. And over the first couple of weeks in that time there in the quiet, it was very quiet. I was there in the winter, no one around. I was in the national parks completely alone for hours at a time. I took hikes in slot canyons and heard nothing, saw no one for hours at a time. The song Water, I want to be like water coming down a mountain into a shadowy canyon, flowing from pool to stream. That was what I was looking at, where I was sitting when I wrote those lines. I was sitting on a boulder next to a half-frozen little, what'd you call it? Little pool of water from snow melt that you could hear. That was the only sound. And 1,000-foot high cliffs all around me, except for the little trickle of water coming out of the frozen pool down and out the slot canyon that I was in. So I was sitting there in the silence, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'd like to be like that water. There's a time to freeze, there's a time to thaw, there's a time to fall, there's a time to cool, there's a time to dribble out, and it's all headed towards the sea. And that's when I wrote those lines. So the whole time there changed me completely. I have not been the same since. I call it a Moab state of mind, and I've been in a Moab state of mind ever since, although it's changed just recently again. Well, it's always changing, but like water does. But this song in particular has more power than I realized I was giving it. And it's so if you know it, don't sing along unless you mean it. And if you don't know it and you figure out some of these words, don't sing along unless you mean it. You've been warned. Bring it on. Everything new. Everything different. Everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. The keyboard's doing something fascinating. Sorry. Where's the power switch? I'm going to start again. 1 second. Yeah. Pardon me. Here we go. When I was a computer programmer before making music, I worked on a technical hotline with 3 other guys. We had headsets on with mute buttons. And we'd get phone calls. Every time I press Shift F6, the smoke comes out the back and the light flashes yellow and somebody insults my mother. And we press mute and say, then don't press Shift F6. And then we unmute and say, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on? All right. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. No, I'm still doing it. Okay. I'm through grieving. I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new. Everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying. I know it's gonna be everything new. Finally ready to make another record. Which became all about taking a leap of faith. Doing what I'm called to do today, without regard to yesterday or tomorrow. But I couldn't help but write songs about what happens when you take the leap and break a bone or break a heart. And whether that means you should never take the leap at all, or whether it simply means you're really living. When my hands were empty, when my hope was gone, I couldn't help but wonder what had I done wrong. But even though my heart was broken, there was no need to despair, 'cause a vessel must be open to put something better there. Oh yeah. Into my empty hands, gently you pour new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. Now I understand you needed my empty hands. So forgive me when I doubt it. I admit sometimes I do. Or consider giving up, 'cause I cannot see the truth. I know I'll never go without your deep and abiding love. Oh, love. Into my empty hands, gently you pour new life for me. Yours in my empty hands. Oh, thank you for my another song from Time for Fire. I'm through asking where I'm going. I've been asking all my life. I've grown tired of all this wondering when everything seems to turn out right. So when my mind needs something to do, wants to know the future, I whisper this: I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. I'll sing it. I'm okay. I've always been, I've always been, and I'll always be that way. And I'll always be that way. and I'll always be that way. Fast forward a few more years when my wife is pregnant. And I wrote a whole bunch of songs while she was pregnant about home, probably for obvious reasons, which became an album about home, called Home. It isn't like I've always wondered what I was made of, or is this really me? I've only recently discovered I've always stood in the shadows of expectations of me. Well, now that I see there's no judge, there's no jury. Now that I know I can take my own road, I feel a freedom that I have never known. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. Everybody's name is given. Nobody asks us who we really are. But after so many years of living, you wouldn't think the answer would still feel so far. I'm slow, I'm smart, I'm accounting, I'm art, I'm left brain or right, I'm a morning person or night. Well, maybe it's time to step outside those lines and see who I find. 'Cause it's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. Unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is is the story of my soul. Unbecoming is coming home. Promised a lot more music and a lot less talking, so here we go. More songs. Here's a little medley of a couple songs that I wish I wrote because I'd be wearing much more expensive pants. It's when my wife was pregnant, I wrote home songs. I'll sing at least one or two more of those. But then when Jude was born, I made a little record. His bedroom, we have a two-bedroom house. And his crib was in the recording studio. For the first year, he slept in the studio, or the studio was in his bedroom, one way or the other. Although that little freeloader never offered to pay for the mortgage, so you know what? He slept in the studio. So I recorded an album in his honor of some of my favorite beautiful pop songs. Some from predictable people and some from slightly unpredictable people. Like there's a Tom Petty song on there, a Billy Joel song on there, there's a Simon & Garfunkel song on there. They're all classic, but there's a Hey Jude, of course. Really. And this is how the album opens, and I actually recorded this song with him on my lap. When he was like 6 pounds. And now he's 30 pounds of feisty. All right, so here we go. So here's how the album called Mellow Time begins. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Sing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Woke up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. 3 little birds were by my doorstep, singing a sweet song, a melody pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops, and that's where you find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? Woke up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. 3 little birds were by my doorstep, singing sweet song, thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Baby, please don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yes, everything is gonna be alright. Unconventional thing. I have always wanted to see Alaskan snow, to watch a big beluga whale when she decides to blow, to listen to the hissing at Hawaii's molten edge, to float down the Grand Canyon, sunlight dancing on each ledge. The Great Wall has always beckoned me to walk its ancient miles. The Angel Falls of Venezuela crashing down in breathless style. The stone of Jerusalem steeped in sacred love. I doubt 100 lifetimes would even be enough. But I have no illusion where my heart and soul belong. When my wandering legs grow weary, I will go home. As a boy, I had some pretty big dreams. I would design the tallest building that the world had ever seen. I'd write the great American novel and a platinum song for sure. Pick up a Nobel Peace Prize and discover cancer's cure. But as the years have passed, I've learned a thing or two about the difference between ambition and a passionate pursuit. It isn't great disappointment nor relief I feel, but the deep satisfaction of finding purpose true and real. No, I have no illusion what is truly mine to own. When my youthful eyes grow tired, I will go home. For there is no adventure on this planet Earth. No, there is no ambition that is ever worth a life without that feeling that only comes from being prized for who you are, not what you've seen or done. So I will see as much as I am meant to see, and I will be at peace with what I do achieve. And when the time for work is over, I'll leave unturned that final stone and return to where I started. I will go home. All right, I think I'll do two more songs and then take a quick break. This is a song that I wrote probably in 1999, maybe 2000, and it was hard to write. It took a while. Most of my songs I write pretty quickly, but this one took a couple weeks. And I'm sure I'm the only person in this room who always felt a little bit or a lot of it like an outsider from your religion of your family. Because you were all born and raised exactly where you are. You were never weird in your family, right? And still aren't to this day, right? None of you is crazy or in a cult, right? Or an outcast or excommunicated one way or another. Right? You betcha. Yeah. Isn't it funny how You'd think that being able to saying out loud what you really think ought to be only about you, and it just seems to always make somebody mad. If you just say who you really are, somebody gets mad. Why does somebody get mad when you say who you really are? This really should be only your business. Anyway, take me or leave me, stay with me or don't. But don't get mad. It's me. That's all it's me. The subtext is, we'd rather you lie. Right? We'd rather you not be you. And personally, I'd rather not be there if I have to lie. And I'm not saying I lied growing up. I grew up in a Jewish home, very traditional, kosher home. My older brother's a rabbi. So for me, I love Judaism and I love being Jewish. I'm proud of it. And my family barely survived the Holocaust, so I have kind of a deep ancestry and a deep wound in the family psyche about it. No joke. And a lot of sadness and a lot of grief, and certainly my parents' generation and their parents who barely survived and lost everyone they knew. So it runs very deep for me. So as I started singing in churches, that was very, very uncomfortable and weird to my family. We never went to church. We never said the word church. We didn't know anybody who belonged to a church. We didn't look at churches. Church was not on the radar. And whatever traditional religion you belong to, it's the same, right? The others are always wrong and weird or scary or whatever it is, or will come around, or unenlightened, or whatever word you want to give to the people who don't agree with what you agree with. And I always was driven a little crazy by it, by the chosen people idea, by the we're right and they're wrong idea, by the we're safe and they're scary idea, and never subscribed to it, no matter how hard my parents tried, and they tried. They still try. Married a Catholic girl, they still try. Oy. So this song came very naturally to me, even though it took me until I was, about 30 to write. I sing it with everything I've got, whether I sing it quietly or loudly. I think I'm going to sing it quietly right now. I've sung it thousands of times for all the world's major religions, interfaith events, all kinds of situations. I mean it. It should be obvious. I shouldn't even have to sing it. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to be not obvious to humanity long after I'm gone. But let's just say it's my little drop in the ocean of peacemaking with a song. It's the best I got. Not the best song, but the best I got for peacemaking, if that makes sense. Just a little thing that I like to say through this song. So I hope you enjoy it, and then I'll do one more to close. Here we go. A song called One Power. There's one power, invisible, and just see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and just speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha or Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus or Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or Heaven's Door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth, or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power's what we are. One power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. What we are is one power. It's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me. One more song. I'm going to say just like 10 minutes. Treats, bathroom CDs, and then back. No, not necessarily in that order. No order whatsoever. And by the way, if you don't want, I have CDs. That's wonderful. If you want to buy them, and thank you for buying them this morning. Those of you who did. If you don't want to buy any, and if you're open to getting an email from me every so often, I can keep in touch with you. I don't abuse it. I don't use it even that often. I used to do it once a month. That would be the most I'd use it. But sometimes I would, these days, less often because I'm on the road less often, producing records at home, so I can stay with Baby Jude. But if you're open to getting an email from me every so often, Daniel name on newsletter, just give me an email address. That's painless. Relatively painless. I probably won't stalk you. All right, so this is a song, one more song. This is a song from Water. And just in case anybody needs to leave during the break or early, I wanted to sing this for you. This was song number 100 of my time in Moab. Those of you who were here this morning heard I just wrote 125. Song number 126 I wrote on the last afternoon before I drove back to LA. But this song number 100 was particularly significant, and along with One Power, continues to be one of the songs that I feel like I came to say, if that makes sense. This was written on an afternoon in Moab when when a lot of my thinking on the water stuff really crystallized, no pun intended, and I was for fun picking up some trash on the side of the Colorado River just outside of Moab. People had tossed a lot of trash there. It made me mad. So I started picking it up and throwing it in the back of my Forester, and really was feeling very good about leaving a little spot on this river road cleaner. And then I started thinking, oh my God, there's so much river road, and there's so much river, and it took me like 4 hours to clean like a half a mile stretch. And I filled my Forester twice. Garbage bags and styrofoam coolers and cans and bottles and ketchup packets and all kinds of nastiness. Unopened gallons of milk I found on the embankment. And we're talking Red Rock Cliffs, narrow, winding 2-lane road, and the Colorado River. We're talking about majestic, and a scenic byway. And it's just so special, and I could not imagine someone pulling alongside it, pulling off, admiring the view, and then tossing a can of beer out the window. Where I just couldn't imagine doing it. But sure enough, hundreds or thousands of people have been doing it. For how long, I don't know. And I started feeling, so I had this first mad, then happy and excited that I was cleaning up. And then, oh God, I can't even scratch the surface of this. And then I started thinking, as I talked about this morning, what if this had to be enough? What if all I could do today was all I could do? Would my ego let it go? How little my contribution had been. Right? The Nobel Prize. Right? Who doesn't want to win a Nobel Prize? Everybody wants to win a Nobel Prize. Not a whole lot of Nobel Prize winners in the world. Most good work goes unrecognized and unseen. The most profound heroes in the world get the least credit, let's face it. Not just teachers and social workers and psychologists, not just firemen and police officers who almost never get the kind of credit, or a whole group of them that almost never get applause, credit, awards, stars, bonuses. Never, even in this country, never get paid what they're worth in terms of service to humanity. Then there's a whole universe of philanthropy. Whole universe of people scrounging for dollars so that they can give them away every day, right? Stirring a pot. Heroism is not for the money or the credit. You're in the wrong business if you're trying to get rich or famous doing good work. But even Mother Teresa couldn't solve the pain in India. Gandhi couldn't solve it. Jesus couldn't solve the pain in the world. Nobody, Nelson Mandela, couldn't solve race relations in South Africa. You name the hero and they failed on any kind of objective scale to do anything perfectly or totally. Nobody does it perfectly or totally. So what if what we are doing is enough? And that's where this song came from. So I hope you enjoy it. And thank you for coming. Again, thank you for staying in advance. And it'll just be like a 10-minute break and then a shorter second set. It'll be done at 3:30 promptly because I got a plane to catch. And I have a few requests of When I Pray and Up, and Love's My Decision. That's what I'm about to sing. Is it? Yeah. And song number 100. And then any other requests, give me at the table, and then we'll come back and sing a few more songs and go home. Okay? All right, here we go. So this is song number 100 from the Water Seat. Thanks again. Thanks for having me today, by the way. This is my last song. If this is my final Is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and skies a little more blue? Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? If so, then I'm glad I came. If these are my last words for all of the earth to hear, if all that I have ever been is about to disappear, if these are my last words, there's nothing that I need to say. I have only tried to serve. It's never been about talking anyway. So much hurt there is to heal. It's hard to understand. All I can hope to feel is that I am doing what I can. Is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and skies a little more blue? Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? If so, then I'm glad I came. Have I given hope to the hopeless? Has a hungry soul been fed? Has a child stood a little bit taller 'cause of something that I said? Have I left a little kindness? Have I eased a little pain? If so, then I'm glad I came. For that, I'm so glad